Hello everyone, Xeno What If here. Bring in the first movie of What If Peter adopted into Ma Tembo elephant herd beginning arc. Link down description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. Chapter number 1. Savannah trip went wrong. In many universes out there in the multiverse, Uncle Ben would have died the same way, but in this universe known as Earth 1661, Peter Parker will actually have a new life in the country of Africa. Peter has gotten bitten by a spider earlier and was able to stop the killer from shooting Uncle Ben and doing the vigilante work as Spider-Man within the shadows. Uncle Ben was also an investor investing money and also working on a project in Africa for Peter and May to see it. In Africa, Jeep Wrangler 4DOOR Rubicon 392 was driven by Uncle Ben in Savannah. Peter was sitting in the back with Aunt May. Peter had a camera taking pictures of many of the animals such as rhinos, elephants, giraffes, zebras, and many others. Peter, his thoughts first time being out of New York City in Africa, kind of feels a bit relaxing. Aunt May, Peter, look at all those animals out there. Peter, I know, I saw them ready. Aunt May, hey, come on now, you don't have to be rude. Besides, this is our first family vacation. Peter, I know, but I really want to see the cities and the sights of Africa. They started to head back however, Peter noticed the Jeep was making more noise than usual. Peter, hey Dad, I think the Jeep is having some problems, he said with concern. Uncle Ben, no son, it's all fine. Just then a loud cracking noise was heard, and the Jeep came to sudden stop with smoke coming out of the engine block. Aunt May, Ben, what happened? Uncle Ben, I don't know, I'll take a look and see what's wrong. Uncle Ben then turned to eldest Peter. Uncle Ben, hey bud, come here, I need a light and you have the only lantern in your pack. And right away his father noticed something was very wrong. There was a hole that went from the grill all the way to the engine. And it looked like a bullet hole. Uncle Ben, Peter, leave the lantern here and get back into the Jeep with your mother right now. Peter, okay Ben. Peter turned around and started to walk back, but then a loud thunderous sound was heard. Peter turned around to see his Uncle Ben had a gunshot through his head. He then noticed a group of men standing on a hill next to them and one of them was holding a rifle that had smoke coming out of the barrel. The three poachers walked towards the family with their rifles trained on them, just waiting for Peter or someone else to try anything. Peter, his thoughts, no, he can't be dead, he can't be. While they are approaching them, Peter is frozen out of fear and shock of what just took place. Peter thought while shaking out of fear. Peter's just stares at his father's dead body, but then one of the poachers hits him extremely hard across the face, which causes everything goes to a blur. Then once he comes back around he sees his Uncle Ben's body and realizes that he was gone. Just then a very deep voice with a heavy accent brought him out of his train of thoughts. Poacher 1, get out here now. Peter, slowly standing up, his voice shaking, what do you want from us? The poacher with the heavy accent steps forward, his rifle still trained on Peter and Aunt May. Heavy accent poacher, we don't want any trouble. Just hand over your valuables and you can go on your way. Peter, narrowing his eyes, and what if we don't? Heavy accent poacher, smirking, then we'll have to take them by force. Aunt May, whispering to Peter, please, Peter. Just do what they say. We don't want any more trouble. Peter realizes that he still has his Spider-Man suit in the trunk, but he cannot really seek his identity. He sees that he's kind of in a tight squeeze. Peter, his thoughts, damn it all, what am I supposed to do? I feel so helpless. Peter tried to think of many situations to get out of this until he saw one of the poachers pointing his gun directly at Aunt May. Peter felt something within him snap only for a surge amount of energy when a moment you rushed in his right to his glowed with energy, not realizing what he was about to do. Peter, angry, get away from my aunt. Peter didn't punch one of the poachers but instead punched the Jeep, causing a mass explosion, sending Peter flying and killing the three poachers, and on Aunt May in the process. Peter was sent flying into a tree, knocking him out. A few seconds later, as Peter lay unconscious in the tree, he was discovered by two African elephants named Mtoto's mother, and her adolescent Mtoto approached him cautiously, their eyes filled with curiosity and concern. Mtoto sniffed at Peter, her instincts telling her that he was not a threat. Mtoto's mother, to Mtoto, stay back, Mtoto. We don't know what this creature is. Mtoto. Whispering, but mom, he's hurt. Mtoto's mother. Sighs, I know, Mtoto. But we must be careful. Mtoto's mother, the motherly African elephant, wrapped her trunk around the unconscious Parker, seeing blood trickling down the forehead. She felt bad for him. Mtoto noticed the backpack that had his snacks and including the Spider-Man suit, which the youngest elephant wrapped his trunk around the back inside to take it. Mtoto's mother and Mtoto, two elephants, taking him to Kaleo Valley, where Ma Tembo's herd and elephants were at. Initially many of them worried by the amount of blood covering Mtoto's mother, fearing that she may have been injured. But then they all noticed the human laying on the back of the Mtoto's mother. Elephants spread throughout the crowd like wildfire. Is that a man cub? Are there poachers here? The poor thing looks so hurt. Hyenas did that. Oh my. Is he okay? Then out of the crowd came a voice that sounded like the owner was in a very big hurry. Ma Tembo was even more surprised to see a human, however she could tell that he was injured and wanting an explanation. Ma Tembo, approaching Mtoto's mother, what happened here? Why is there a human on your back? Mtoto's mother, whispering, I found him unconscious in the savannah, and I could sense that he was hurt. I couldn't just leave him there. Ma Tembo, nodding, you did the right thing, Mtoto's mother. We must take care of him and ensure he recovers. The elephants carefully lowered Peter to the ground, and Ma Tembo began to assess his injuries. She noticed the wound on his forehead and the bruises on his face, but she could also sense a deep sadness within him. Ma Tembo, to the other elephants, gather some herbs and leaves from the nearby bushes. We need to clean and dress his wounds. As the elephants set about their task, Ma Tembo noticed a strange glow emanating from Peter's hand. She gently nudged his hand with her trunk, causing the energy to surge once again of a marking of a spider. Ma Tembo, surprised, what is this symbol on his hand? Mtoto's mother, curious, it looks like a spider. As Ma Tembo and the other elephants continued to tend to Peter's injuries, the strange spider symbol on his hand seemed to grow brighter and more pronounced. The elephants exchanged worried glances, unsure of what this might mean for the young human in their care. Peter started having a dream inside to dream world. Peter walked across somewhere almost looked like a glitched up the void, however in the distance he could see his spider suit signal in front of him closer. Peter felt a bit concerned but decided to come closer to the suit only for many images glitching within his mind. So I'm showing the future with him in a sliders to me of with a man that was dressed up like a Black Panther, however the suit almost looks somewhat familiar as if he saw it before. Including fighting against some hunter trying to hunt him for sport. And then showing him fighting against some kind of lizard or mutated lizard that was wearing human clothes, and then it showed him fighting against some goop-like creatures including one that was black, however as if it was calling out for him, and then there was the same group-like creature except it was red, almost had someone of a psychotic serial killer look on his face. Finally showed him fight against a man with a fishbowl, someone of a more of the magician and trickster type. In the real world, Peter started steering left and right from the crazy dream he was having. But what he did know was that he was not alone, for as he started to regain consciousness and move around, he heard what could only be described as a collective gasp. Followed by more muffled speech. Come now, surely you haven't forgotten what it is, or what its kind has done to ours in the past. It's a danger and a threat to our herd. Oh, but look at him, he looks so weak and helpless. If anything, he looks adorable and sweet. He doesn't even look like he could hurt a fly. And what is up with that strange spider symbol that keeps on glowing on this right arm that doesn't seem to be normal? The voices were actually the female African elephant, including the motherly elephants that surrounded the unconscious Parker. The names of the female elephants are Aina, Ashta, Didrini, Duran, Esme's mother, Itanya, Giwa, Jurdi, Pemb, Zigo, Tombo's mother and Toot's mother. As Peter slowly regained consciousness, he became aware of the concerned voices of the female elephants surrounding him. He blinked his eyes open and found himself lying on the ground, surrounded by the gentle giants. Aina, oh my god, he's awake. Ma Tembo, kindly, young human, can you hear me? Peter, weakly, why yes. Who are you? Ma Tembo, we are the elephants of Kaleo Valley, and we found you injured in the savannah. My name is Ma Tembo, the matriarch of our herd. You are safe now, young one. Peter slowly sat up, still feeling groggy from the explosion and the impact of his fall from the tree. Peter, where is my family? Ma Tembo's expression softened, knowing she needed to break the news to Peter gently. Ma Tembo, I am sorry, young one. Peter remembered the events that happened him using unexpected trained powers he was able to unlock that made him realize that he was killed, not just the potential also and may also caught up in the crossfire, which made Peter felt a lot of sadness and grief. Peter, voice trembling, they're gone, aren't they? Ma Tembo, nodding, I am afraid so, young one. We are truly sorry for your loss. Peter felt a wave of overwhelming emotion wash over him as he processed the news of his family's demise. Peter, voice trembling, it's my fault. Peter, tears started streaming down his face. The female elephants started panicking, trying to actually calm down Peter from not crying. Mtoto's mother, please. Peter, Aina. Yeah, I got nothing. Jerdy, Aina. We're trying to make him feel better, not try to make the situation worse. Aina, I'm sorry. I don't even know how to deal with a human for the first time. Tombo's mother, as a mother figure myself and understand so much, I can understand that the young human is going through a lot of grief, so please try not to make the situation worse. As the female elephants continued to comfort Peter, Ma Tembo approached him, her eyes filled with concern. Ma Tembo, gently, young one, I know it may be difficult to understand now, but you must not blame yourself for what happened. It was not your fault. Peter wiped the tears from his eyes, struggling to find the words to express his pain and confusion. Peter, quietly, but how can I live with this? I lost my family, and it's all because of me. Ma Tembo, nodding, I understand how you feel, young one. But remember, you are not alone. We are here for you, and we will help you through this difficult time. Peter, sighs, I don't know what to do. I feel lost and broken. Ma Tembo, smiling softly, sometimes, when we feel lost, it is best to let the world guide us. Let us show you our home, Kaleo Valley. Perhaps it will bring you some comfort and peace. Peter hesitated for a moment, unsure if he was ready to face the world again. But as he looked into the eyes of the gentle giants surrounding him, he found a glimmer of hope and strength. Peter, nodding, all right. I'll trust you. Ma Tembo and the other female elephants helped Peter to his feet, gently guiding him through the lush grasslands of Kaleo Valley. As they walked, Peter couldn't help but marvel at the beauty of the African landscape, a stark contrast to the tragedy that had befallen him. As they reached a shaded grove near a babbling brook, Ma Tembo turned to Peter. Ma Tembo, smiling, young one, this is our home. Rest here, and let the sounds of nature soothe your soul. Peter sank to the ground, feeling the cool earth beneath him. He closed his eyes and listened to the rustling leaves and the distant calls of birds, allowing the peaceful sounds to wash over him. As he sat there, surrounded by the elephants of Kaleo Valley, Peter began to feel a sense of belonging and purpose. He knew that he had lost so much, but he also realized that he had been given a new family, a family of gentle giants who cared for him and would help him heal. In that moment, Peter made a silent vow to honor the memory of his lost family by becoming the best version of himself he could be. Chapter number 2, Meet the Herd. Peter Parker could barely contain his excitement. He was going to be adopted into Ma Tembo herd. But before he could be welcomed into the herd, he had to go through something very important in the eyes of an elephant. Peter Parker sat there on the floor, still leaning up against Mtoto's mother's stomach. He was going to try and stand up, but before he could, Ma Tembo walked up to him with a massive grin on her face that made him very confused. Peter, Ma Tembo, what are you doing? I thought you wanted me to meet the rest of the herd. Ma Tembo, laughing, oh, young one, we're not quite done with our welcoming ceremony. You see, in the eyes of an elephant, there's one more step you must take before you can truly become one of us. Peter, curiously, and what's that? Ma Tembo, smiling, you must be named by the herd. We've been discussing it, and we've decided on a new name for you, one that reflects your strength and courage. Peter, eagerly, what is it? Ma Tembo, solemnly, from now on, you shall be known as Peter Abebe. Peter, thoughtfully, Peter Abebe. I like it. Ma Tembo, nodding, good. Now, let's go meet the rest of the herd. Remember Peter, no matter what happens or what they say. Mtoto's mother, Mtoto, and I will still take care of you. Peter looked over at her and was quickly reminded of his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. He felt tears welling up in his eyes. Peter, yes, Ma Tembo, I understand. Ma Tembo, good now, let's not keep the others waiting. After a few seconds, Ma Tembo raised her trunk up into the air and silenced everyone. Then, before she could speak, one of the elephants spoke up. Ma Tembo, why is this human here? Ma Tembo, alright, everyone, I know that you all have questions, so let me explain. I've called this meeting to make an important announcement. This human is going to be a part of our herd. Ma Tembo motioning to Peter. The reactions were mixed. Some of the elephants smiled at me, while others grimaced. Join the pride. Have you gone mad, Ma Tembo? Aren't you the one who always told us of the dangers of the likes of him? Haven't you always told us to avoid them? Now you're telling us he's going to be one of us. Ma Tembo, that's enough, Adira. Ma Tembo trumpeted angrily, and Adira backed off immediately. Her face still showed the displeasure, but she spoke no more. But what about his parents? Won't they come looking for them if he is missing? Yes, and they will bring many more humans and also bring those thundersticks with them. They will surely kill us all. Peter, no one is or will come for me. I swear to it. Adira, and how do you know you are not lying to us? Peter, realizing that this is going to be difficult of an explanation, he decided they need to show them the holographic images of his previous life. However, he realized that one of the young elephants named Mtoto having his backpack including his Spider-Man gear. Peter, excuse me, Mtoto. Mtoto's mother grabbed the backpack with her trunk from away from her son, giving it to Peter. Peter, thank you. Peter got out the device, and many of the elephants, male and female, and the young ones were curious about the device. Adira, what is that, a weapon you have? Peter, for one, it's not a weapon, it's a memory unit I created, which I'll show you in the memories of my past life and how I became the hero known as Spider-Man. Peter activated this device showing a young version of myself, however only for his parents to actually give him to his grandparents Uncle Ben and Aunt May. However, his original parents were killed in a crash claim that was set up by Norman Osborn, which he didn't know, and then he went on a field trip to Osborn Corpse where he got bitten by one of the experimental spiders. Peter, that's how I got my powers, from getting bit by a spider. Adira, really got bitten by a spider and gained powers as if. It showed Peter mastering his spider abilities, was able to crawl on walls. However, he decided to apply for boxing to make up some money for his Uncle Ben and Aunt May. The moment he made a little bit less money by winning a few boxing matches, the manager in the boxer gotten robbed. However, Peter felt that something in his mind was telling him to do the right thing, only for actually grabbed the robber and knocked him out. For some reason it made him felt if Peter let him go then Uncle Ben would have died. It then showed Peter hugging Uncle Ben, apologizing for all the mean things he said, until it showed Peter creating a Spider-Man suit instead of the iconic blue and red color scheme. It was green and had the black insignia of the spider on his chest. It showed Peter wearing the Spider-Man suit he created, remembering his Uncle Ben's words with, "Great power comes great responsibility." Peter, and I'm about to show you the events of my heroicness. As Peter continued to show the elephants the holographic images of his past life, they began to understand the true nature of his powers and his commitment to using them for good. Peter, as Spider-Man fighting against Norman Osborn aka the Green Goblin, fight was brutal and bloody. Peter as Spider-Man on his knees, his suit in a mess. As the holographic images continued to play, the elephants watched in awe as Peter fought against the Green Goblin. They saw the pain and determination in his eyes, the struggle he faced as he tried to protect his city and the people he loved. Adira, softly, I've never seen anything like it. He fights with such passion and courage. Ma Tembo, nodding, it's true, Peter. You've shown us what it means to be a hero. Peter, hopefully, so, you understand now. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I just want to be a part of your herd and help protect it. The elephants exchanged glances, their expressions softening as they considered Peter's words. Hesitantly, if you truly want to be one of us, then we will accept you as part of the herd. But you must promise to always protect us and never betray our trust. Peter, eagerly, I swear it. I'll do everything in my power to keep you all safe. Ma Tembo, smiling, then welcome to the herd, Peter Abebe. Peter, gratefully, thank you, Ma Tembo. I won't let you down. Peter noticed the female elephant that was skeptical about him, Adira, walking away. Peter, wait, Adira, was it? Adira is turning around at the young human approaching her. Adira, what is it, human? Peter, your name. Adira, what about my name? Peter, it sounds cute. Adira was caught off guard, including many of the other elephants, who were rather intrigued by the conversation. Adira, what? Peter, yeah, your name has a bit of a meaning to it. Adira, strong and mighty, make our name kind of sounds cute. Adira, whatever. Adira, a somewhat rude or neutral female elephant, walked away. Peter yelled that was a compliment. Adira yelled back, trumpeting, I don't care. As Peter watched Adira walk away, he couldn't help but feel a bit of a connection with her. Despite her initial skepticism, he had a sense that she might become a valuable ally in the future. Peter, to himself, I guess not everyone's going to be a fan of mine right away. But I'm determined to prove myself to them. Ma Tembo approached Peter, sensing his desire to connect with the other elephants. Ma Tembo, smiling, don't worry about Adira. She's just a bit more cautious than the others. Give her some time, and she'll come around. Peter, nodding, thanks, Ma Tembo. I'll do my best. Mtoto, the youngest elephant of the herd, walked up to Peter. Mtoto, curiously, Peter Abebe, what is that you have on your back? Peter, oh, this. It's my Spider-Man suit. I made it myself when I first got my powers. Mtoto, excitedly, can I see it? Peter, of course, Mtoto. But remember, it's not just for show. It's a symbol of my responsibility to protect those in need. As Peter unzipped his backpack, he carefully removed his Spider-Man suit and held it up for Mtoto to see. The young elephant's eyes widened in amazement as he examined the intricate design and vibrant colors. Mtoto, impressed, wow, Peter Abebe. You're like a real-life superhero. Peter, smiling, thanks, Mtoto. But remember, even superheroes need help sometimes. That's why I'm here, to learn from the herd and become a better protector. Over the next few weeks, Peter continued to train with the herd, honing his skills as a protector and learning how to work alongside his new family. He spent countless hours practicing his web-slinging and wall-crawling abilities, often with Mtoto by his side, eager to learn from the young human. One day, while exploring the savannah with Mtoto, Peter stumbled upon a group of poachers setting up camp near a watering hole. Realizing the danger they posed to the herd, he knew he had to act quickly. Using his agility and enhanced senses, he quickly formulated a plan. He scaled the trees above the poachers, positioning himself directly above their leader. With a single powerful punch, he knocked the poacher off his feet and sent him tumbling into the dirt. The rest of the pack scattered, frightened by the unexpected attack. Peter quickly rappelled down from the trees and rejoined the herd, his heart racing with adrenaline. Adira approached him, her expression a mix of surprise and respect. Adira, grimly, you know I could have handled it on my own. I didn't need your help. Peter, as Spider-Man using the web slingers, tied up many of the poachers in a big web rope. Peter, you're welcome. Adira, whatever. Adira storming off, Peter as Spider-Man looking down, giving a sigh of annoyance. Peter, seriously, what it will take to impress is an elephant girl. As Peter watched Adira storm off, he couldn't help but feel a bit frustrated. He knew that impressing her would take time and patience, but he also wanted to show her that he was a valuable member of the herd. Peter, to himself, maybe I should just focus on helping the rest of the herd for now. Adira will come around eventually. Over the next few months, Peter continued to prove himself as a protector and a valuable member of the herd. Chapter number 3, AIM. Advanced Idea Mechanics. Peter, as Spider-Man and swinging across Africa using his web shooters. Peter, as Spider-Man was swinging, he noticed a group of yellowed armored vans driving by to a campsite that looked a bit advanced that didn't belong to poachers. Peter, well, what's going on over here? Peter has Spider-Man decided to keep a far distance for stealth. From within the van came men in clad yellow armor that almost looked like beekeepers, however their weapons didn't seem to be anything for poachers, it seemed of its advanced more like for science technological advancements. Peter, whispering to himself, guys are poachers, that equipment is to advance a technological for someone who is simple-minded, just who the hell are you people? Peter, as Spider-Man using one of the new features of his spider suit, overheard one of the people known as AIM soldiers. AIM soldier number 1, we came to Africa to actually take some of the vibranium. Peter, whispering to himself vibranium. AIM soldier number 7, seeing those poachers aren't really doing any usefulness for us. AIM soldier number 6, from what I'm getting someone dressed up as some Spider-Man was causing troubles around these parts of Africa. AIM soldier number 8, like we would care for someone like that if it was Iron Man or the Black Panther of Africa, then we should be more concerned those poetry are really being useless to us. Continue observing until Peter was completely shocked at what the AIM soldiers were about to do. They brought in a tied-up poacher begging to be spared. Poacher number 10, what the hell are you doing? I thought we had a deal. AIM soldier number 8, yes, but you know what they say, you aren't any use to us. AIM soldier number 8 grabbed some of a plasma railgun and shot the poacher, obliterating his head only for his guts and organ, leaving nothing but a bloody mess. Peter, whispering to himself, my god. Only for Peter has Spider-Man to be startled by a loud trumpet and a girly scream behind him. Peter as Spider-Man turned around Adira. Peter, whispering to Adira, shut up. You're trying to get a caught. Adira, whispering back, I'm sorry, Peter. But I couldn't help but be curious. What are those strange men doing over there? Peter, whispering, they're part of an organization called AIM Advanced Idea Mechanics. They're after something called vibranium, and they don't care who they hurt in the process. Adira, confused, vibranium. Peter, nodding, yes, it's a rare metal found only in Africa and Wakanda. It has unique properties that make it incredibly valuable for scientific research and technological advancements. Adira, whispering, and what about those poachers they just killed? Peter, whispering, probably for some loose ends. With AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. AIM soldier number 7, when the moment we get the vibrating we only use it for technological advancements. AIM soldier number 6, I agreed, these fucking idiots just only hunt animals just for fun while we accomplish bigger things while they accomplish the smaller things in life. That's what makes us superior compared to them. AIM soldier number 8, I agree, we advanced idealist mechanics, and when we do become superior we will soon make sure every poacher on the planet will be obliterated or annihilated. AIM soldier number 11, I'm very interesting idea because I really am more of an animal person but see nothing more into science and technological advancements. AIM soldier number 12 walked up to the advanced armored truck, crossing a button only for many humanoid automaton robots coming out from the side of the truck. Adira, confused, what in the world are those metal things? Stand 2 legs just like humans. With Peter as Spider-Man and Adira AIM soldiers from a far distance not trying to get caught. Peter, whispering, those guys have robots, so they really are superior science technological advanced people, but why come to Africa? Adira, whispering, do you really think that they're trying to us animals? Those people could be a threat. Peter, whispering, not really. From what I'm getting at looking at the equipment, it's just mining equipment, so that meaning that they're just digging up for material. AIM soldier number 10, looking through binoculars, the vibranium deposit is just over that hill. We should start setting up our equipment immediately. AIM commander walked out from the tent, for every AIM soldier saluting him. AIM commander, what seems to be the holdup, gentlemen? AIM soldier number 10, there's a large amount of vibranium not even guarded by Wakanda, it's not even part of Wakanda territory. AIM commander, that means we get to have the vibranium all to ourselves, create new and technological achievements unlike those idiotic poachers. AIM commander, smiling, excellent work, soldier. Now let's get to work. We have a lot of ground to cover if we want to make the most of this opportunity. As the AIM soldiers began setting up their equipment, Peter knew he couldn't just sit back and watch. He had to do something to stop them from stealing the vibranium and causing even more harm to the people and animals of Africa. AIM commander, smiling, excellent work, soldier. Now let's get to work. We have a lot of ground to cover if we want to make the most of this opportunity. As the AIM soldiers began setting up their equipment, Peter knew he couldn't just sit back and watch. He had to do something to stop them from stealing the vibranium and causing even more harm to the people and animals of Africa. Peter, whispering to Adira, we can't let them take the vibranium. We have to stop them. Adira. Nervously, but how? There are so many of them, and they have those robots. Peter. Smiling confidently, don't worry, Adira. I have a plan. Peter quickly formulated a plan to sabotage the AIM soldiers' equipment and take out their robots. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he also knew that he had to try. As night fell over the savannah, Peter slipped away from the herd and made his way back to the AIM camp. Using his enhanced agility and stealth, he managed to evade the soldiers' patrols and sneak up on their equipment. With a quick burst of energy, Peter used his spider-like strength to topple the massive drilling rig that the AIM soldiers had set up. The sudden collapse caused chaos within the camp, as soldiers scrambled to regain control of the situation. Meanwhile, Peter swung into action, using his webbing to ensnare the robots and disable their advanced weaponry. He was careful to avoid harming any of the soldiers, knowing that they were just following orders from their superiors. As the battle raged on, Peter was joined by Adira, who had decided to help him in his fight against the AIM soldiers. Together, they managed to take down the majority of the robots and disrupt the soldiers' mining operation. But just as they thought they had won, the AIM commander emerged from his tent, a look of anger and determination etched on his face. AIM commander, grimly, you think you can stop us, Spider-Man? You're nothing but a nuisance. Peter, defiantly, maybe so, but I'm not going to let you steal the vibranium and hurt the people and animals of Africa. AIM commander, laughing, you see me. I do not hurt the animals or the people. I'm only here for them, find premium, and then leaving off back to America. Peter, and then what would you do with the vibranium used for evil purposes? AIM commander, oh please, we all have our own purposes. My purpose is to achieve technological advancements while some people just achieve idiotic small purposes in life. Peter, and is that some kind of excuse or just the truth? AIM commander, I would say vote, you're about to see the true power of AIM. AIM commander snapped his finger for a machine, some kind of mecha with 4 arms with him inside the center of the chest controlling giant machine. AIM commander, behold the true power of our technological superiority. Peter, that is a big mecha. Adira, no kidding, dweep. Peter, to Adira, okay really what's up with all the insults throwing at me? Adira, rolling her eyes, sorry, Peter. It's just, you know, I'm worried about you. Peter, smiling, I know, Adira. But we're in this together. We'll figure out a way to stop the AIM commander and his mecha. As the giant mecha began to lumber towards them, Peter and Adira quickly formulated a new plan. They knew they couldn't take on the massive machine head-on, so they would have to use their environment to their advantage. Peter, whispering to Adira, we need to get that mecha stuck in the mud. It's the only way we can slow it down. Adira, nodding, I'll create a diversion. You swing around and weaken the ground beneath it. Peter, smiling, sounds like a plan. Let's do this. As Adira ran towards the mecha, drawing its attention away from Peter, he quickly scaled a nearby tree and began to weaken the ground beneath the massive machine. Using his enhanced strength, he managed to create a sinkhole, causing the mecha to lose its footing and sink into the mud. Meanwhile, Adira used her agility and speed to evade the mecha's attacks, leading it further into the trap. The giant machine struggled to free itself from the mud, its powerful limbs thrashing wildly as it tried to regain its balance. With the mecha temporarily disabled, Peter and Adira turned their attention to the remaining AIM soldiers. They quickly dispatched the rest of the forces, using their combined skills to take them down one by one. As the last soldier fell, the AIM commander emerged from the wreckage of his mecha, his face twisted with rage and frustration. AIM commander, spitting, you may have won this battle, Spider-Man, but you haven't seen the last of the AIM. Peter, smirking, we'll be ready for you. With the AIM soldiers defeated and their mining operation disrupted, Peter and Adira made their way back to the herd. As they rejoined their new family, they knew that they had made a difference, not just in stopping the theft of vibranium, but also in protecting the people and animals of Africa from those who sought to exploit them. In that moment, Peter realized that he had found more than just a new home in Kaleo Valley. He had discovered a sense of purpose and belonging that he had never experienced before, a purpose driven by his desire to protect those in need and make the world a better place. And so, the Spider of Africa continued to fight for justice, inspired by the love and support of his newfound family and the strength of his own convictions. Chapter number 4, Relaxing at Water Hole. At the water hole, many animals such as hippos, giraffes, zebras, and even elephants were talking and have a great time. Peter is still wearing his iconic Spider-Man suit sitting on a log. Peter had one of the files from AIM. Peter, to himself, well, certainly seems that these guys aren't really much the type that would harm animals but the ego environment. Peter kept on reading the files of AIM, and he wasn't paying attention to the fact that he was being played behind by a female cheetah. It was about to pound on him. Female cheetah, to herself, so I'm guessing that must be the man cub or the Spider-Man. As an adolescent female cheetah slowly and carefully approaching him, Peter's spider senses that just started going off, making sense of danger. Peter, what the hell? Spider sense is going off. Peter could react. The adolescent female cheetah bounced on him, causing him to fall and the files to drop on the dirt floor. Peter was on his back and looking up to see an adolescent female cheetah on top of his chest and having a playful grin on her face. Female cheetah, to Peter, I have to admit, for human like yourself you're able to sense I was coming. Peter, to female cheetah, it stinks to my spider sense as I was able to sense you're coming, and who are you? Foolie, to Peter, all right, my name is Foolie, I'm a cheetah and the most fastest thing alive. And who might you be, Spider-Man? Or should I say, Spider-Man of Africa? Peter, laughing, yeah, I guess that's me now. My name's Peter Abebe, by the way. Foolie, nodding, nice to meet you, Peter. So, what brings you to our watering hole? Peter, gesturing to the files, I was just going over some intel I got from a group called AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. They're after something called vibranium, and they don't care who they hurt in the process. Foolie, curiously, vibranium. Isn't that the rare metal found only in Wakanda? Peter, nodding, yes, but I also decided to relax while I was just trying to clear my mind. Foolie, whispering, well, you've certainly chosen the right spot. This watering hole is one of the most peaceful places in all of Africa. Adira, what going on over here? Peter and Foolie turn around to see Adira, the big female African elephant, the one that had skeptical and neutral expression, to Peter, walking up to the duo. Adira, to Peter and Foolie, oh, it's you two. What are you doing here? Foolie, smiling, just getting to know each other. Adira, this is Peter, the Spider-Man of Africa. Adira, surprised, really? I had no idea. Peter, nodding, yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment. But I'm glad to be here with all of you. Adira, smiling, well, you're welcome to join us at the watering hole anytime. It's a great place to relax and forget about your troubles. Peter, to Adira, and yet ever since I first joined Herd, you have always been skeptical about me, never even trusting me. Adira, to Peter, I guess I was kind of skeptical about all the humans. Peter, to Adira, look, I know not all humans are bad, some are curious while some are just born up straight up complete jerks or complete douches and do things for no reason, also have good intentions. Foolie, interrupting, alright, no need to argue, you two. We're all friends here, aren't we? Peter, smiling, you're right, Foolie. I'm sorry, Adira, I didn't mean to start an argument. Adira, nodding, it's okay, Peter. I guess I've just been a little on edge lately. Foolie, whispering to Peter, don't worry about it. Adira can be a bit of a stickler for the rules sometimes. Peter, to Foolie, yeah, I noticed that. But I think she's starting to come around. As they continued their conversation, a male hippo emerged from the water, his eye gleaming with curiosity as they approached the trio. Hippo, gruffly, what's going on here? Who is the strange creature? Peter, to Hippo, my name is Peter, and I'm a human, and I don't mean any harm, and you are? Bestie, to Peter, the name's Bestie. I'm pretty good at swimming underneath the water. I'm amazed but also scared seeing a human for the first time, but I'm guessing you're not all that bad. Hippo, to Peter, that's right, Bestie. I may be a bit intimidating, but I'm actually quite gentle. Foolie, smiling, that's true. Bestie is one of the most gentle animals in the savannah. Adira, nodding, and Peter has proven himself to be a valuable member of the herd. He's even helped us fend off poachers on several occasions. Peter, smiling, thanks, Adira. I'm just doing what I promised, protecting the herd. Bestie. Curiously, so, you're saying that you're not here to harm any of us. Peter. Nodding, that's right, bestie. I'm here to protect you and the rest of the animals in the savannah. As they continued their conversation, a female giraffe named Juhudi approached, her long neck swaying gracefully as they joined the group. Juhudi. To Peter, so I'm guessing this must be the human. It's not bad, he doesn't look that bad but quite handsome as well. Peter. Flustered, thank you, F for compliment. Fooly. Laughing, Juhudi, leave the poor guy alone. He's already got enough on his plate. Juhudi. Smiling, I'm sorry, Peter. I didn't mean to embarrass you. Peter. Blushing, it's okay, Juhudi. I appreciate the compliment. As they continued their conversation, a group of zebras approached, their stripes blending seamlessly with the colors of the savannah. Zebra. To Peter, so, you're the human who's been helping the herd. Peter. Smiling, that's right. I'm here to protect all of you and make sure you stay safe. Zebra. Nodding, we appreciate your help, Peter. But we can take care of ourselves, too. Peter. Smiling, I know you can, but it's always good to have someone watching your back. As they continued their conversation, a young elephant named Mtoto approached, his trunk waving excitedly as he joined the group. Mtoto. To Peter, look who's here, Spider-Man of Africa. Peter. Laughing, hey there, Mtoto. How are you doing? Mtoto. Smiling, I'm great, Peter. I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for the herd. Peter. Smiling, you're welcome, Mtoto. That's what friends are for, right? As they continued their conversation, a group of birds flew overhead, their wings creating a symphony of sound as they soared through the sky. Bird. To Peter, so, you're the human who's been helping the herd. Peter. Smiling, that's right. I'm here to protect all of you and make sure you stay safe. Bird. Nodding, we appreciate your help, Peter. But we can take care of ourselves, too. Peter. Smiling, I know you can, but it's always good to have someone watching your back. As the sun began to set, the animals of the savannah settled down for the night. Peter watched as the sky turned from shades of orange and pink to deep purple and black, feeling a sense of peace and belonging that he had never experienced before. He knew that he had found a new home in the heart of Africa, and he was determined to do everything in his power to protect it and the animals that lived there. As he crawled up the side of a tree, his Spider-Man suit blending seamlessly with the shadows, Peter felt a surge of pride and determination. He was no longer just a human, he was the Spider-Man of Africa, and he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter number 4, Relaxing at Water Hole. At the water hole, many animals such as hippos, giraffes, zebras, and even elephants were talking and have a great time. Peter is still wearing his iconic Spider-Man suit sitting on a log. Peter had one of the files from AIM. Peter, to himself, well, certainly seems that these guys aren't really much the type that would harm animals but the ego environment. Peter kept on reading the files of AIM, and he wasn't paying attention to the fact that he was being played behind by a female cheetah. It was about to pound on him. Female cheetah. To herself, so I'm guessing that must be the man cub or the Spider-Man. As an adolescent female cheetah slowly and carefully approaching him, Peter Spider's senses that just started going off, making sense of danger. Peter. What the hell, Spider sense is going off? Peter could react. The adolescent female cheetah bounced on him, causing him to fall and the files to drop on the dirt floor. Peter was on his back and looking up to see an adolescent female cheetah on top of his chest and having a playful grin on her face. Female cheetah. To Peter, I have to admit, for human like yourself, you're able to sense I was coming. Peter. To female cheetah, it stinks to my spider sense as I was able to sense you're coming, and who are you? Fooly. To Peter, all right, my name is Fooly, I'm a cheetah and the most fastest thing alive. And who might you be, Spider-Man? Or should I say, Spider-Man of Africa? Peter. Laughing, yeah, I guess that's me now. My name's Peter Abebe, by the way. Fooly. Nodding, nice to meet you, Peter. So, what brings you to our watering hole? Peter. Gesturing to the files, I was just going over some intel I got from a group called AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. They're after something called vibranium, and they don't care who they hurt in the process. Fooly. Curiously, vibranium. Isn't that the rare metal found only in Wakanda? Peter. nodding, yes, but I also decided to relax while I was just trying to clear my mind. Fuli, whispering, well, you've certainly chosen the right spot. This watering hole is one of the most peaceful places in all of Africa. Adira, what going on over here? Peter and Fuli turn around to see Adira, the big female African elephant, the one that had skeptical and neutral expression, to Peter walking up to the duo. Adira, to Peter and Fuli, oh, it's you two. What are you doing here? Fuli, smiling, just getting to know each other. Adira, this is Peter, the Spider-Man of Africa. Adira, surprised, really? I had no idea. Peter, nodding, yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment. But I'm glad to be here with all of you. Adira, smiling, well, you're welcome to join us at the watering hole anytime. It's a great place to relax and forget about your troubles. Peter, to Adira, and yet ever since I first joined Herd, you have always been skeptical about me, never even trusting me. Adira, to Peter, I guess I was kind of skeptical about all the humans. Peter, to Adira, look, I know not all humans are bad, some are curious while some are just born up straight up complete jerks or complete douches and do things for no reason, also have good intentions. Fuli, interrupting, alright, no need to argue, you two. We're all friends here, aren't we? Peter, smiling, you're right, Fuli. I'm sorry, Adira, I didn't mean to start an argument. Adira, nodding, it's okay, Peter. I guess I've just been a little on edge lately. Fuli, whispering to Peter, don't worry about it. Adira can be a bit of a stickler for the rules sometimes. Peter, to Fuli, yeah, I noticed that. But I think she's starting to come around. As they continued their conversation, a male hippo emerged from the water, his eye gleaming with curiosity as they approached the trio. Hippo, gruffly, what's going on here? Who is the strange creature? Peter, to Hippo, my name is Peter, and I'm a human, and I don't mean any harm. And you are? Bestie, to Peter, the name's Bestie. I'm pretty good at swimming underneath the water. I'm amazed but also scared seeing a human for the first time, but I'm guessing you're not all that bad. Hippo, to Peter, that's right, Bestie. I may be a bit intimidating, but I'm actually quite gentle. Fuli, smiling, that's true. Bestie is one of the most gentle animals in the savannah. Adira, nodding, and Peter has proven himself to be a valuable member of the herd. He's even helped us fend off poachers on several occasions. Peter, smiling, thanks, Adira. I'm just doing what I promised, protecting the herd. Bestie, curiously, so, you're saying that you're not here to harm any of us? Peter, nodding, that's right, Bestie. I'm here to protect you and the rest of the animals in the savannah. As they continued their conversation, a female giraffe named Juhudi approached, her long neck swaying gracefully as they joined the group. Juhudi, to Peter, so I'm guessing this must be the human. It's not bad, he doesn't look that bad but quite handsome as well. Peter, flustered, thank you, F for compliment. Fuli, laughing, Juhudi, leave the poor guy alone. He's already got enough on his plate. Juhudi, smiling, I'm sorry, Peter. I didn't mean to embarrass you. Peter, blushing, it's okay, Juhudi. I appreciate the compliment. As they continued their conversation, a group of zebras approached, their stripes blending seamlessly with the colors of the savannah. Zebra, to Peter, so, you're the human who's been helping the herd. Peter, smiling, that's right. I'm here to protect all of you and make sure you stay safe. Zebra, nodding, we appreciate your help, Peter. But we can take care of ourselves, too. Peter, smiling, I know you can, but it's always good to have someone watching your back. As they continued their conversation, a young elephant named Mtoto approached, his trunk waving excitedly as he joined the group. Mtoto, to Peter, look who's here, Spider-Man of Africa. Peter, laughing, hey there, Mtoto. How are you doing? Mtoto, smiling, I'm great, Peter. I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for the herd. Peter, smiling, you're welcome, Mtoto. That's what friends are for, right? As they continued their conversation, a group of birds flew overhead, their wings creating a symphony of sound as they soared through the sky. Bird, to Peter, so, you're the human who's been helping the herd. Peter, smiling, that's right. I'm here to protect all of you and make sure you stay safe. Bird, nodding, we appreciate your help, Peter. But we can take care of ourselves, too. Peter, smiling, I know you can, but it's always good to have someone watching your back. As the sun began to set, the animals of the savannah settled down for the night. Peter watched as the sky turned from shades of orange and pink to deep purple and black, feeling a sense of peace and belonging that he had never experienced before. He knew that he had found a new home in the heart of Africa, and he was determined to do everything in his power to protect it and the animals that lived there. As he crawled up the side of a tree, his Spider-Man suit blending seamlessly with the shadows, Peter felt a surge of pride and determination. He was no longer just a human, he was the Spider-Man of Africa, and he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter number 5, Kraven the Hunter. Mapama Rock, Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man swinging using his web shooters, crossed the trees. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man swinging, saw many of the animals of Africa smiling while some had a neutral look on their face. Peter, his thoughts, it's so beautiful and relaxing in Africa. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, continues swinging unit knife, hitting one of the webs that he was swinging on, causing him to cause tumble. Peter, what the? Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, fell until he hit the back leg of an African elephant female named Angie and comedically falling on the ground. Angie, grumbling, watch where you're going, kid. Peter, embarrassed, sorry, Angie. I didn't mean to land on you. From far distance, a hunter named Kraven sees the man known as Spider-Man of Africa. Kraven the Hunter, to himself, Spider-Man, you will be my new prey for the hunt. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, noticed the strange man wearing a leopard skin cape and holding a spear. He knew this wasn't an ordinary hunter. Peter, thinking, that guy, he's dangerous. I need to be careful. Kraven the Hunter, laughing, you're not the first spider I've hunted, and you won't be the last. Peter Abebe Spider-Man looked around confused, and then he pointed his finger at himself. Peter, confused, you're trying to hunt me. Kraven the Hunter, of course, I'm a superior hunter, unlike those idiotic poachers. Kraven the Hunter, smirking, but don't worry, little spider. I'll make your death quick and painless. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, knew that Kraven wasn't going to let him go easily. He needed to come up with a plan to outsmart him. Peter, thinking, alright, Kraven. Let's see if you can catch me. With that, Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, swung away, using his web shooters to navigate through the trees in the savannah. Kraven followed closely behind, determined to catch his prey. As the chase continued, Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, realized that Kraven was using his knowledge of the terrain to his advantage. He needed to find a way to even the playing field. Peter, thinking, I need to slow him down somehow. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, came up with a plan. He shot a web line at a nearby tree, causing it to bend and sway. Kraven, not expecting the sudden movement, tripped and fell to the ground. Kraven the Hunter, grunting, you little pest. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, landed on the ground a safe distance away from Kraven, ready to take him on. Peter, smirking, I told you, Kraven. You're not the only one who knows how to hunt. Kraven the Hunter, angrily, you'll pay for that. Kraven charged at Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, swinging his spear with deadly accuracy. Peter dodged and weaved, using his agility and speed to avoid Kraven's attacks. Peter, thinking, this guy is tougher than I thought. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, shot a web line at Kraven's spear, causing it to fly out of his hands and into the distance. Kraven growled in frustration, but Peter knew he couldn't let his guard down. Peter, smirking, looks like you're out of weapons, Kraven. Kraven the Hunter, grinning, oh, you think I'm just a simple hunter, little spider. Kraven reached into his pocket and pulled out a small vial of liquid. He uncorked it and drank the contents, causing his body to transform into a massive, hulking beast. Peter, shocked, what the? Kraven the Hunter, roaring, I am Kraven the Hunter. And you will be my greatest trophy yet. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, knew that he was in trouble. He had never faced an opponent like this before, and he wasn't sure if his powers would be enough to defeat Kraven. Kraven the Hunter in the beast form charging directly at Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man slashed at his with his claws, blood coming from Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man from his chest saying that his costume was ripped with a claw mark on it. Peter, his thoughts, what the hell kind of syrup did he drink, turn him into some kind of crazy monster. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, struggled to keep up with Kraven's relentless attacks. The massive beast seemed to be unstoppable, and Peter knew that he needed to find a way to turn the tide of the battle. Peter, thinking, maybe I do need help. Peter took a deep breath in and out and yelled the name. Peter, yelled Adira. Kraven the hunter in beast form, was confused by why Spider-Man yelled someone named Adira, only for Kraven hearing loud thunderous stomping and Africa elephant trumpeting coming behind him. Kraven the hunter, confused, what is that? Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, grinned as he watched the massive African elephant named Adira charge towards Kraven. Peter, smirking, that's Adira. She's a friend of mine. Kraven the hunter, grunting, a beast against a beast. Adira rammed into Kraven, knocking him off his feet and sending him flying through the air. Kraven crashed into a nearby tree, stunned by the impact. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, used the opportunity to close in on Kraven. He shot a web line at his leg, immobilizing him and preventing him from escaping. Peter, smirking, looks like your hunt is over, Kraven. Kraven the hunter, angrily, you may have won this battle, little spider, but I will not be defeated so easily. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, knew that Kraven was a formidable opponent, and he wasn't going to give up easily. He needed to find a way to put an end to this once and for all. Peter, thinking, maybe I can use his own strength against him. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, activated his Venom Punch ability, charging up his fist with a powerful electrical charge. He then slammed his fist into Kraven's chest, causing a massive explosion of energy. Kraven the hunter, screaming in pain. The explosion sent Kraven flying through the air, crashing into a nearby cliff and falling unconscious. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, breathed a sigh of relief. He had defeated Kraven the hunter, but he knew that there were other threats out there. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, still feels the injuries that took in a toll on him fight against human Kraven in his beast form, only for him to fall on the ground passed out. Adira the massive African female elephant seeing Peter, passed out on the ground gasped in concern. Adira, concerned, Peter. Adira the massive African female elephant running up to Peter, who was passed out on the ground, wrapping her elephant trunk around his hip. Adira, concerned, don't worry, I will get you back to the herd, Ma Tembo and elephants will help you with your injuries. Adira the massive African female elephant carried Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, back to the herd at Kaleo Valley, Ma Tembo herd, his new adopted family were at. When Adira the massive African female elephant, carried Peter Abebe as Spider-Man, many of the African elephants male, female, and young ones are horrified to see the state Peter was in. African elephants male number 1, my word what happened to him? African elephants female number 6, is that a claw mark? African elephants male number 4, did he get attacked by a hyena? Ma Tembo, the matriarch of the herd, rushed over to Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, as Adira gently placed him on the ground. Ma Tembo, concerned, what happened to him? Adira, sighs, he was attacked by a hunter named Kraven. The other elephants gasped in shock, while Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, slowly began to regain consciousness. Peter, weakly, where am I? Ma Tembo, smiling, you're safe with us, Peter. Peter, weakly, I fighting against Kraven the hunter in a beast mode that almost looked like a mix of a lion and a tiger. I almost died if I didn't call out for Adira. Adira, nodding, yes, but we're here for you, Peter. You don't have to face these threats alone. Peter, grimacing, I know, Adira. But I can't help but feel like I'm burdening you all with my problems. Ma Tembo, smiling, nonsense, Peter. You're part of our family now. Mtoto's mother, to Peter, do not forget that I am NY's son. Mtoto was the one who was able to save you and brought you to the herd. Peter is weakly smiling at his new family are the gentle giants of Africa. Mtoto, to Peter, that's right, big brother. Peter, smiling weakly, thank you, Mtoto. Adira, to Peter, just take it easy, little spider, and rest on my stomach. Peter, smiling weakly, alright, Adira. I'll take you up on that offer. As Peter lay on Adira's stomach, the gentle giant's warm body providing a sense of comfort and security. The other elephants gathered around them, their eyes filled with concern and determination to help their new family member recover. Ma Tembo, smiling, we'll take care of you, Peter. And when you're ready, we'll help you train and become even stronger. Peter, nodding, thank you, Ma Tembo. I won't let you down. As the days passed, Peter slowly regained his strength, aided by the love and support of his new family. He spent his days training with the elephants, learning new techniques and honing his powers under the guidance of Ma Tembo and Adira. In the evenings, Peter would often join the other animals at the watering hole, sharing stories and laughter with his newfound friends. He had never felt so at home or so accepted, and he knew that he had found a place where he truly belonged. Chapter number 6, Swimming with Elephants. Peter was able to recover from the whole fight after him defeating Craven the Hunter. Peter Abebe, as Spider-Man, had fully recovered from his injuries and was eager to get back into action. He had spent the past few weeks training with the elephants and honing his powers, and he was ready to put his new skills to the test. As the sun rose over the savannah, Peter joined Ma Tembo, Adira, Angie, and Tombo's mother for a morning run. The three of them sprinted across the grasslands, their powerful bodies effortlessly navigating the terrain as they raced towards the horizon. Peter Abebe struggled to keep up with the massive elephants at first. Peter, to himself, I never expect an elephant to go that fast. As they continued their morning run, Peter began to find his rhythm, matching the pace of the massive elephant stride for stride. The wind rushed past him, the scent of the savannah filling his nostrils as he reveled in the freedom and exhilaration of the moment. Adira, smiling, you're getting faster, Peter. Peter, grinning, thanks, Adira. I'm starting to feel like I belong here. Ma Tembo, nodding, you've come a long way, Peter. And we're proud of you. As the morning run came to an end, Peter found himself feeling parched and in need of a drink, and he was sweaty shirt. Peter, to himself, when was the last time that I ever took a shower? As Peter made his way back to the herd's watering hole, he noticed that many of the younger elephants were splashing around and having fun in the water. He couldn't help but smile at the sight, feeling a sense of joy and camaraderie wash over him. Peter, to himself, I wonder if they'd mind if I joined them. Peter took it off his shirt and pants and put on his men's mid-length stylish polyester letter print athletic swim trunks. Many of teenagers' African elephants are male and female, including hippos and flamingos. Teenagers' African female elephants names: Lulu, Mercy, Nina, Ophelia, Persephone, Queenie. Teenagers' African male elephants names: Dowdy, Amani, Jelani, Kondo, Mulele, Nuabudike, Pumbaa. Adira, the massive African female elephant alongside other teenagers, African female elephants blushing and adored the young human will build body. Wild teenagers, African male elephants had a neutral look, and some had jealousy. Lulu, adorning, OMG, is this the human? He's so cute. Mercy, cute, do you say? I would say he's more handsome and strong. Nina, blushing, I agree, Mercy. He's definitely more than just cute. Peter got even more flustered by the teenagers, African female elephants. Ophelia, smiling, you're blushing, Peter. We see it. Persephone, giggling, and we like it. Queenie, laughing, you're not the first human to join us in the watering hole, but you're definitely the most interesting. Peter, embarrassed, thanks, I guess. I just wanted to cool off and have some fun. Dowdy, neutral look, well, you're doing a good job of it. Amani, jealousy, we were here first, human. You shouldn't be playing with the girls. Jelani, grumbling, yeah, go find your own watering hole. Peter, defensively, hey, I'm not trying to cause any trouble. I just want to enjoy the water like everyone else. Adira, intervening, now, boys. There's plenty of room for everyone here. Nuabudike, rolling his eyes, fine, but don't come crying to us when you get trampled, human. Lulu, raged, Nuabudike. Nuabudike, TCH. Whatever. Nuabudike, Amani, and Jelani are the three teenagers, African male elephants swimming away on other sides. Peter, to himself, the elephants don't even like me. As Peter was feeling down, Ma Tembo, the matriarch elephant of her herd, approached him with a gentle smile. Ma Tembo, don't worry about them, Peter. They're just young and full of energy. Give them time, and they'll come around. Peter nodded, feeling a little better. Ma Tembo, in the meantime, why don't we have some fun together? I've always wanted to try swimming with a human. Peter, Brightening up, that sounds great, Ma Tembo. I'd love to swim with you. Ma Tembo led Peter to a deeper part of the watering hole, where she gracefully lowered herself into the water, her massive body causing ripples to spread out in all directions. Peter followed suit, tentatively easing himself into the cool water, feeling the welcome relief on his skin. Ma Tembo, smiling, that's it, Peter. Just relax and enjoy yourself. Peter, grinning, this is amazing, Ma Tembo. I've never felt so weightless before. Ma Tembo, chuckling, it's one of the many benefits of being an elephant. Peter and Ma Tembo began to swim together, their movements in sync as they glided through the water. Peter marveled at the strength and grace of the massive elephant, feeling a sense of awe and respect for her. Peter is showing his swimming of sidestroke to the African elephants, how humans are able to swim. Lulu, so that is so humans are able to swim their way. Mercy, how very odd and interesting. Peter, smiling, it's not that odd, Lulu. It's just a different way of moving through the water. Lulu, curious, can you teach me, Peter? Peter, grimace, I don't think teaching you to swim like a human that of an elephant like yourself. Lulu, pouting, but I want to learn how to swim like a human too. Peter, well, for one, humans are kind of flexible and agile, for elephants are big and wide. You have your own way swimming in the ocean. Lulu, offended, are you calling us fat? Adira, I knew it. Are you just trying to insult us? Nuabudike, I should have known as a human would actually try to mock us elephants. Peter quickly realized his mistake and quickly apologized to the elephants. Peter, oh no, I didn't mean it that way. I swear, I wasn't trying to insult anyone. I was just trying to explain the differences between human and elephant swimming techniques. The elephants seemed to understand and forgave him for his words. Lulu, forgivingly, apology accepted, Peter. But next time, please choose your words more carefully. Peter felt nervous by what Lulu said. Peter got his goggles to swim underneath and see clearly deep in the water. Peter, nervously, of course, Lulu. Thank you for understanding. Putting on his goggles, I'm gonna swim underwater for a bit, okay? Lulu, excitedly, okay, Peter. Have fun. Peter takes a deep breath and submerges himself in the water, swimming smoothly beneath the surface. He opens his eyes and sees a world that is both familiar and foreign to him. The shimmering sunlight filtering through the water, schools of fish darting past him. Peter bumped his head on an elephant head was one of the female teenagers' elephants. Lulu, the massive African female elephant, with swimming deep within the water. Peter noticed that she couldn't breathe underwater properly. He heard about elephants using their trunks as snorkel to breathe underwater. Peter surfaced and called out to Lulu, motioning for her to follow him. At first, Lulu seemed confused. Peter swam closer to Lulu and grabbing her elephant trunk, putting it up into the surface. Peter, surfaced, your elephant trunk is used as snorkel breathe underwater. As Peter guides Lulu in breathing through her trunk while submerged, the rest of the elephants watch in amazement. Ophelia, amazingly, he was able to teach Lulu how to swim. Persephone, wait, we can use our elephant trunks as snorkel. Nuabudike, of course, our elephant trunks can be able to use as snorkels, dumbass. Mercy, hey, quit being a jerk. Peter, defending, hey, watch it, Nuabudike. Nuabudike, whatever, don't come crying like a cry-baby if you got trampled. Peter, to himself, this elephant almost reminds me of Flash, the arrogant prick boasting himself. I can't believe comparing an elephant to my high school bully. Peter looked back at some of the male teenager elephants alongside many of the female teenager elephants playing and splashing in the water of the watering hole. Lulu, one of the female elephants, had a slight grin using her elephant trunk, tagging Peter on the back without him even realizing. Lulu, to Peter, tag, you're it. Peter, to Lulu, really sneaking up on an opponent while his guard is down, that is kind of low even for elephants. Lulu, to Peter, oh, please quit complaining. Peter swimming deep within the water, giving him an advantage and many of the African elephants that disadvantage, not even knowing where he might strike. Ophelia, what a weasel. Persephone, this may be a problem. As Peter swam deeper into the watering hole, he kept a close eye on the other elephants. Peter, His thoughts, okay, it's time for me. You can actually come with a strategy for this game of tag. After all, I got the upper advantage that I am human after all of it, fragile and agile and pretty good maneuvering around tight space, so let's make this one hell of a strategy for little game of tag. As Peter swam deeper into the watering hole, he kept a close eye on many of the male and female were teenage elephants that were looking for him. Peter, his thoughts, which one of the elephants, I can tag. As Peter observed the teenage elephants, male, Dowdy, Amani, Jelani, Kondo, Mulele, Nuabudike, Pumbaa and female, Lulu, Mercy, Nina, Ophelia, Persephone, Queenie. Persephone, to Mulele, have you found him? Mulele, to Persephone, nothing, I have to admit as human is rather clever and the sly one. As Peter continued to observe the teenage elephants, he spotted an opportunity. Two of the female elephants, Lulu and Mercy, were slightly separated from the group. Peter, his thoughts, this is my chance. Peter swam quickly towards Lulu and Mercy, using his speed and agility to maneuver around them without being detected. As he approached, he reached out and tagged Lulu on the side. Lulu, startled, hey. Peter jumps up off the water and lands on the face of a female elephant named Mercy and touched her on the forehead. She tried to shake off the wall crawler off of her elephant face. Peter, smiling, tag, you're it. Mercy, annoyed, Peter. Peter jumped on the side of male teenage elephants. Dowdy and Amani tagged two male elephants by surprise. Peter, smiling, tag, you're it. Dowdy, annoyed, Peter. Amani, grumbling, this human is quick. Peter used his agility and speed to quickly tag Dowdy and Amani before they could react. He then swam back to the water, where the other elephants were still trying to figure out where he had gone. Ophelia, confused, how did he do that? Nuabudike, annoyed, guy is annoying, bug, and I'll squash them like one. Peter, feeling confident in his strategy, called out to the elephants. Peter, smiling, okay, who's next? The teenage elephants all looked at each other, trying to figure out how to catch the agile human. Jelani, grumbling, this is ridiculous. Nina, sighing, we'll never catch him like this. Kondo, thinking, maybe we need to change our approach. Peter watched as Kondo seemed to come up with an idea. The young elephant approached the water's edge and splashed water onto his face, as if he was trying to cool off. Peter, to himself, what's he up to? As Peter watched, Kondo suddenly dove into the water, disappearing beneath the surface. A moment later, he resurfaced, revealing a mischievous grin on his face. Peter, surprised, oh, no. Before Peter could react, Kondo had swum up behind him and grabbed him around the waist. Kondo, laughing, gotcha. Peter struggled to break free, but Kondo's strength was too much for him to handle. The other elephants cheered as Kondo pulled Peter out of the water and onto the shore. Peter, out of breath, okay. You win. Kondo, smiling, that was fun. As the elephants gathered around, Peter couldn't help but feel a sense of camaraderie with them. He had never felt so accepted by a group of animals before. Peter, grinning, thanks for the game, guys. The elephants all nodded in agreement, and Peter felt a newfound respect for them. Peter, to himself, I think I'm finally starting to fit in here. As the day wore on, the elephants continued to play and splash in the water, with Peter joining in on the fun. He felt a sense of peace and contentment that he hadn't experienced since arriving in Africa. As the sun began to set, Ma Tembo approached Peter with a smile. Ma Tembo, smiling, it's time for us to head back to the herd. Peter nodded, feeling a sense of sadness at the thought of leaving the watering hole. Peter, sighing, already. Ma Tembo, laughing, yes, Peter. But don't worry, there will be plenty more opportunities for us to swim together. Peter smiled, feeling grateful for the elephants, acceptance and friendship. Peter, grinning, I can't wait. As the group headed back towards the herd, Peter couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in himself. He had faced his fears and come out stronger, and he had forged new bonds with the elephants that would last a lifetime. As they walked, Peter looked up at the stars, feeling a sense of awe and wonder at the vastness of the African sky. Peter, to himself, this place is truly amazing. And as he walked, Peter knew that he had found a new home among the elephants of Africa. Chapter number 7, Encountering the Black Panther. Peter Abebe was wearing his iconic Spider-Man suit, except it was green instead of the canon red and blue, sleeping on top of the back of Mtoto's mother, the motherly African elephant, with Mtoto the young elephant following his mother in the Theluji mountains. Mtoto's mother, to herself, taking care of your human like him even though he is a hero. Mtoto's mother was not even realizing that the Black Panther was around some parts of the tall grass for him to actually kick either Peter Abebe, aka Spider-Man, off of her back, for him to be tumbling on the ground harshly. Peter, Spider-Man, the hell was that? The Black Panther stepped out from the tall grass, his eyes locked on the intruder who had dared to ride an elephant through his territory. Black Panther, this is my land, outsider. You would do well to remember that. Peter, Spider-Man scrambled to his feet, his spider sense tingling as he faced the imposing figure before him. He recognized the man as T'Challa, the Black Panther. Peter, Spider-Man, for one, I don't have anywhere to go. The family I had were gone and killed by poachers. The Black Panther's eyes narrowed at Peter's words. He had heard rumors of poachers in the area, and he knew that they were a threat to his people and his land. Black Panther, poachers, you say? I have been hunting them down for some time now. Peter, Spider-Man, well, you're not the only one. I've been dealing with them too, but they're getting more aggressive and dangerous. The Black Panther studied Peter for a moment, trying to gauge whether he was a threat or an ally. Finally, he spoke. Black Panther, I have been tracking a group of poachers who have been operating in this area. They are well armed and dangerous, but I believe I can take them down. Peter, Spider-Man, sounds like we have a common enemy. I'm in. Black Panther, good. We leave at dawn. As Peter prepared to leave with the Black Panther, he couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. He had always admired the Black Panther, and now he had the chance to work alongside him. As they made their way through the jungle, Peter marveled at the skill and agility of the Black Panther. He moved with a grace and speed that Peter had never seen before, and he seemed to be at one with the jungle. Black Panther, these poachers are well organized and well funded. They have been operating in this area for some time, and they have killed many of my people. Peter, Spider-Man, that's terrible. I'll do everything I can to help you bring them down. As they approached the poachers' camp, the Black Panther and Peter made a plan of attack. They would split up and take down the poachers from different angles, using their speed and agility to their advantage. Peter, Spider-Man, let's do this. As they charged into the camp, Peter used his webs to take down several poachers at once, while the Black Panther moved with deadly precision, taking down the rest with his claws and fists. The poachers were no match for the combined might of the Black Panther and Spider-Man. In just a few minutes, they had taken down the entire camp, capturing the poachers and rescuing the animals they had been holding captive. As they stood among the wreckage of the camp, the Black Panther turned to Peter. Black Panther, you fought well today. I am impressed. Peter, Spider-Man, thanks. It was a team effort. Black Panther, indeed. Perhaps we can work together again in the future. Peter, Spider-Man, I'd like that. As they made their way back to the herd, Peter couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. He had proven himself to the Black Panther, and he had helped to make the world a little safer for the animals he had grown to love. Black Panther and Peter, Spider-Man went to their separate ways. Black Panther went back to his kingdom of Wakanda, while Peter, Spider-Man went back to the elephant herd of Ma Tembo, and the others were waiting for him. Peter, Spider-Man walked directly to the elephant herd of Ma Tembo for him, taking off the mask and seeing his new family, gentle giants. Peter, to the elephant herd, hey, sorry foe. Only him to be tackled on the ground by the big motherly elephant. Mtoto's mother was worried and afraid. Mtoto's mother, worried Peter. Are you okay? Peter Abebe was taken aback by the sudden tackle from Mtoto's mother, but he quickly recovered and assured her that he was fine. Peter, smiling, I'm okay, Mtoto's mother. I'm just a little surprised, that's all. Mtoto's mother, relieved, oh, Peter. I was so worried. I thought you were hurt or worse, killed. Peter, to Mtoto's mother, well, I'm sorry for worrying you, but can you get off of me? I think you're crushing me. As Peter struggled to catch his breath beneath the weight of Mtoto's mother, the rest of the herd gathered around him, their concern and affection for him clear in their eyes. Ma Tembo stepped forward, her voice gentle but firm. Ma Tembo, Mtoto's mother, please get off of Peter. He is one of us now. Mtoto's mother hesitated for a moment but then slowly lifted herself off of Peter, allowing him to sit up and catch his breath. Peter, thank goodness, I know you worked for my safety, but I don't have to crush me to death. As Peter sat up and caught his breath, he couldn't help but feel a sense of warmth and belonging among the elephants. They had become his family, and he knew that he would do anything to protect them. Ma Tembo, are you hurt, Peter? Peter, shaking his head, no, I'm fine. Just a little sore from being tackled by a giant elephant. The elephants chuckled at Peter's words, and he couldn't help but smile. Mtoto's mother, worried, I'm sorry for hurting you. I just about you might have been in trouble. Peter, assuring, it's okay, Mtoto's mother. I understand why you did it. You were just trying to protect me, and I appreciate that. Mtoto's mother, relieved, thank you, Peter. You are like a son and big brother to Mtoto. Peter, to Mtoto's mother, to be honest I know that you're kind of worried about me saying that. I guess I always think of you as a mother even though my biological one was killed in a plane accident. But anyway, back on topic, I was able to have a bit of an unusual encounter with the Black Panther from Wakanda. Many of the African elephants and gasped in surprise heard about the Black Panther of Wakanda. Ma Tembo, the Black Panther. Here, Peter. Yes, he was tracking down some poachers, and we teamed up to take them down. I'm guessing you know the Black Panther. Ma Tembo. Yes, I do know the Black Panther, that he is the king of Wakanda that always was able to take care of the poachers from hunting us elephants and rhinos. Peter, to Ma Tembo, so that makes you more of the queen of the elephant herd. Normally calling you the matriarch sounds kind of a cliché. Ma Tembo, laughing, yes, I suppose you could say that. But I don't rule over my herd like a queen. I lead them, protect them, and guide them. Peter, that's exactly what a queen does. As the sun began to set, the herd settled down for the night. Peter lay on the stomach of motherly African elephant, Mtoto's mother and her son. Mtoto was sleeping on the left side. Peter, to himself, I never thought I'd end up here, but I'm glad I did. This is where I belong. As he drifted off to sleep, Peter couldn't help but wonder what adventures awaited him next. But for now, he was content to be with his new family, the gentle giants who had welcomed him with open arms. Chapter number 8, Childhood Crush. After the whole event with teaming up with Black Panther, it was the next day. Peter a baby sleeping me on the stomach of Mtoto's mother, the motherly African elephant, hearing many of the other elephant trumpeting waking up. Peter a baby to yawning and stretching his arms, getting up on his feet, stretching and hearing the bones snapping in his body. Peter, to himself, another day. As Peter got up and stretched, he noticed something strange in the distance. A figure was swinging across the trees in parts of the jungle. Peter, who or what is that? Peter a baby decides to brush his teeth and put on the Spider-Man suit on, knowing who exactly the unknown stranger is. As Peter swung through the jungle, his spider sense tingled with anticipation. He had seen someone else swinging through the trees, and he was eager to find out who it was. As he approached the figure, he recognized her immediately. It was Cindy Moon, also known as Silk. Cindy, gotten bitten by different spiders that were created by AIM. Cindy was Peter's first childhood crush. Peter a baby, as Spider-Man, is taking out the mask looking directly at Silk. Peter, to Cindy Moon, it's been a while, Cindy. Cindy Moon ran up to Peter with tears in her eyes, hugging him and slapping him on the cheeks. Cindy Moon, to Peter a baby, where the hell have you been? I was worried about you so that you haven't come to school for 15 weeks. I thought you were actually captured or, worse, killed. I heard about you actually going on a trip to Africa but didn't come back. Miles was kind of getting worried, and I decided to go to Africa. Peter a baby was taken aback by Cindy's sudden outburst of emotion. He hadn't realized how much his disappearance had affected her. Peter, Spider-Man, to Cindy Moon, I'm sorry, Cindy. I didn't mean to worry you. I got caught up in something and lost track of time. Cindy Moon, tearfully, it's okay, Peter. I'm just glad you're safe. But what happened? Where's Uncle Ben and Aunt May? Peter, Spider-Man, to Cindy Moon, Uncle Ben and Aunt May, they're gone, Cindy. They were killed by poachers. That's why I stayed in Africa. I wanted to help protect the animals and make sure no one else had to go through what I did. Cindy Moon's eyes widened in shock and sadness. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Cindy Moon, to Peter Abebe, oh, Peter. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how you must feel. Peter, to Cindy Moon, it's a long story. But let's just say I found a new family and a new purpose. Cindy Moon, curiously, a new family. What do you mean? Peter, to Cindy Moon, I met a herd of elephants, and they sort of adopted me. They're my new family. Cindy Moon, skeptically, elephants. Really? Peter, to Cindy Moon, look, you can say I have the ability to understand animals, or saying I mean ever since I got bitten by a spider and that I only had one super sprint and was able to crawling on walls, but I never expected to unlock my full potential. Cindy Moon, to Peter Abebe, that's incredible. I never knew you could do that. Peter, to Cindy Moon, yeah, it's been a wild ride. But I've learned a lot about myself and what I'm capable of. Cindy Moon, to Peter Abebe, can I meet your new family? Peter, to Cindy Moon, of course. They're not far from here. To Ma Tembo's herd members lined up in a row at Mazimu Grove. Ma Tembo directs them with her trunk, as if she's a conductor. Elephants trumpet. Kiera, Nala, and other elephants in the audience. Nala, bravo, bravo. Ma Tembo, thank you. Thank you. The elephants in the choir nod their heads. Elephants trumpet. Ma Tembo, we're so glad to have all of you here to take part in our tradition. Ma Tembo bows before Kiera and Nala. We're especially honored to have members of the royal family in attendance. Nala, we wouldn't miss it. The king was very disappointed to miss this event. He planned to be here. Ma Tembo, animals plan, and the savannah laughs. Nala, indeed, we're grateful for your understanding. Simba, from off-screen, sorry we're late. Nala, Simba. Kiera, Daddy. Kian and Simba run through the elephants, with Bunga riding on Simba's back. Kian and Simba pause in front of Ma Tembo, who bows. Ma Tembo, Your Majesty. Kian, and, Peter Abebe, Spider-Man, from off-screen, wait. Elephants and loins, etc. turned around to see Peter Abebe, Spider-Man alongside Cindy Moon, silk swinging using the web shooters. Ma Tembo, to Peter Abebe, Spider-Man, Peter, it's good to see you again, and Ma Tembo, alongside many of the other elephants and lions, noticed Cindy Moon, Silk standing next to Peter Abebe, Spider-Man. Ma Tembo, to Cindy Moon, Silk, and who might you be, young one? Cindy Moon, Silk, to Ma Tembo, my name is Cindy Moon, but you might know me as Silk. I'm Peter's girlfriend or lover. Peter felt his face turned red in embarrassment, however only for Cindy kiss Peter on the lips in front of everyone. Ma Tembo's herd, Kian, Simba, Kiera, Nala, Bunga making them even more surprised. After the unexpected display of affection between Peter and Cindy, everyone in the audience looked on in surprise. Simba and Nala exchanged glances, while Kiera and Kian both grinned. Ma Tembo seemed to be the most shocked of all, her eyes wide as she took in the scene before her. Peter Abebe, still blushing, cleared his throat and tried to regain his composure. Peter, to Cindy Moon, I didn't know that was going to happen. Cindy Moon, to Peter Abebe, oh, come on. You know we're meant to be together. Peter, to Cindy Moon, yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to make a public spectacle out of it. Simba, to Peter Abebe, well, it's not every day we see a human displaying such affection for one of our own. Nala, to Peter Abebe, it's nice to see you happy, Peter. Kiera, to Cindy Moon, welcome to the family, Cindy. Bunga, to Peter Abebe, dude, that was epic. Ma Tembo, to Peter Abebe, I suppose we can make an exception for you, Peter. But please try to keep it PG in the future. Peter, to Ma Tembo, I'll do my best. As the group laughed and joked, Peter couldn't help but feel a sense of warmth and belonging. He had come a long way since losing his family, and he was grateful for the friends and family he had found in this strange and wonderful place. As the sun began to set, the group prepared to leave. Peter and Cindy swung through the trees, hand in hand with Ma Tembo's herd and elephants going their home Kaleo Valley. As they made their way back to Kaleo Valley, Peter and Cindy chatted about their adventures and their plans for the future. Peter couldn't help but feel grateful for Cindy's presence in his life. She had always been there for him, even when he was struggling with his powers and his grief. Cindy Moon, to Peter Abebe, so, what do you think we should do next? Peter, to Cindy Moon, I don't know. Maybe we could take a trip to Wakanda and visit the Black Panther. I think he could teach us a thing or two about protecting the innocent. Cindy Moon. To Peter Abebe, that sounds like a great idea. I've always wanted to see Wakanda. As they arrived back at Kaleo Valley, the elephants welcomed them with open trunks. Peter and Cindy were greeted by Ma Tembo and the rest of the herd. As Peter and Cindy settled in with the herd, they couldn't help but feel a sense of contentment. They had found a place where they belonged, surrounded by friends and family who cared for them. Peter. To Cindy Moon, I never thought I'd end up here, but I'm glad I did. This is where I belong. Cindy Moon. To Peter Abebe, me too. I never thought I'd fall in love with a superhero, but here we are. As the days turned into weeks, Peter and Cindy continued to work alongside the Black Panther and the herd of elephants. They fought against poachers, protected the innocent, and helped to make the world a better place. One day, as they were swinging through the jungle, Peter and Cindy stumbled upon a group of poachers who had captured a baby elephant. Peter. To Cindy Moon, we have to do something. We can't let them get away with this. Cindy Moon. To Peter Abebe, I'm with you. Let's do this. Together, Peter and Cindy swung into action, using their powers to take down the poachers and rescue the baby elephant. As they held the frightened creature in their arms, they couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. Cindy Moon. To Peter Abebe, we make a great team, you know that. Peter. To Cindy Moon, yeah, we do. And I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. As they returned the baby elephant to its mother, the herd cheered and trumpeted in celebration. Peter and Cindy stood tall, their faces beaming with pride and happiness. Ma Tembo. To Peter Abebe and Cindy Moon, you two never cease to amaze me. You're truly heroes. Peter. To Ma Tembo, thanks, Ma Tembo. But we couldn't have done it without you and your herd. As the sun began to set, Peter and Cindy stood hand in hand, watching as the herd of elephants settled down for the night. They had come a long way since their first meeting, and they had found a place where they belonged. Together, they had faced danger and overcome obstacles, and they had done it all with love and courage in their hearts. And as they looked out at the vast savanna before them, they knew that they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter number 9, Training Montage. With Cindy Moon aka Silk joining Ma Tembo's herd and reuniting with Peter. It was morning. Every single elephant's adults of male, female and kids and teenagers started waking up trumpeting or stretching, or they were still sleeping. Cindy Moon, who wasn't in her spider or silk costume. She was actually sleeping in her pajamas and sleeping on the stomach of Ma Tembo, the large matriarch elephant of her herd. Cindy Moon was woken up by nudging by an elephant trunk of the matriarch, Ma Tembo. Ma Tembo. To Cindy Moon, good morning, Cindy. It's time for breakfast. Cindy Moon. Yawning, morning, Ma Tembo. I'm not much of a morning person, you know. Ma Tembo. To Cindy Moon, I've noticed. But we have a busy day ahead of us, and you'll need your strength. Cindy Moon. To Ma Tembo, busy. What do you mean? Ma Tembo. To Cindy Moon, Peter is waiting for you to train with him. Peter Abebe was already up and stretching, his muscles warmed up and ready for the day ahead. He had been training with the Black Panther and the herd of elephants, and he was eager to teach Cindy everything he had learned. Peter. To Cindy Moon, good morning, Cindy. Ready to get started? Cindy Moon. To Peter Abebe, I guess so. What are we going to do first? Peter. To Cindy Moon, we're going to start with some basic stretches and warm-ups. It's important to make sure your muscles are ready for the physical demands of the day. Cindy Moon. To Peter Abebe, okay, let's do this. Peter. But first, time to put on some training montage music. Peter Abebe started singing Son of Man metal cover off screen. Oh, the power to be strong. And the wisdom to be wise. All these things will come to you in time. Peter and Cindy's first exercise was running while dodging boulders that were thrown by the elephants. On this journey that you're making, there'll be answers that you'll seek. And it's you who'll climb the mountain. It's you who'll reach the peak. Peter and Cindy's second part of training was push-ups. However, Peter had Mtoto the young elephant on his back doing his push-up, while Cindy had 3 female lion cubs on her back doing push-ups as well. Son of Man, look to the sky. Lift your spirit, set it free. Someday, you'll walk tall with pride. Son of Man, a man, in time you'll be. The next part of training was climbing, but not just any climbing, they were climbing a massive cliff face. Peter had his spider sense to help him navigate the treacherous terrain, while Cindy had her own spider sense and her ability to create webs to help her climb. Though there's no one there to guide you, no one to take your hand, but with faith and understanding, you will journey from boy to man. The next part of the training was a sparring match between Peter and Cindy. They both wore protective gear and took turns attacking each other. Peter used his superhuman strength and agility to dodge Cindy's attacks and counter with his own. Cindy used her spider sense to predict Peter's movements and her webs to ensnare him. Son of man, look to the sky. Lift your spirit, set it free. Someday, you'll walk tall with pride. Son of man, a man, in time you'll be. Next, they focused on their combat skills, practicing punches, kicks, and blocks. Peter taught Cindy how to use his signature venom punch, a powerful attack that uses his electric abilities to shock his opponent. In learning, you will teach. And in teaching you will learn. You'll find your place beside the ones you love. Oh, and all the things you dreamed of. The visions that you saw. Well, the time is drawing near now. It's yours to claim it all. Finally, Peter and Cindy worked on their teamwork, using their abilities in tandem to take down a group of simulated enemies. Peter would use his webs to immobilize the enemies, while Cindy would use her superhuman strength to take them out. Son of man, look to the sky. Lift your spirit, set it free. Someday you'll walk tall with pride. Son of man, a man, in time you'll be. Son of man's, a man for all to see. As Peter and Cindy continued their training montage, they pushed themselves to the limit. They ran through the jungle, dodging obstacles and leaping over chasms. They climbed trees and swung from vines, their bodies moving with a grace and agility that belied their human forms. Peter, to Cindy Moon, you're doing great, Cindy. Keep pushing yourself. Cindy Moon, to Peter a baby, I'm trying, Peter. But this is harder than I thought it would be. Peter, to Cindy Moon, that's the point. We have to be prepared for anything. The elephants watched with interest as Peter and Cindy worked together, their movements synchronized and fluid. Peter and Cindy were on the ground sweating from the intense training. As the sun began to set, Peter and Cindy collapsed on the ground, exhausted but satisfied. They had pushed themselves to the limit and beyond, and they knew that they were stronger and more capable than ever before. Peter, to Cindy Moon, we did it. We made it through the whole training montage. Cindy Moon, to Peter a baby, yeah, we did. And I feel amazing. Ma Tembo, to Peter and Cindy, you both did a great job today. You worked hard and pushed yourselves to the limit. Peter, to Ma Tembo, thank you, Ma Tembo. We couldn't have done it without you and the rest of the herd. Ma Tembo, to Peter and Cindy, you're welcome. We're always here to help. As they sat together, enjoying the cool breeze and the beauty of the African sunset, Peter and Cindy felt a sense of peace and contentment. They had found a new family among the elephants, and they knew that they would do whatever it took to protect them and their home. Cindy, to Peter a baby, you know, I never thought I would find a place like this. A place where I could be myself and be surrounded by people who care about me. Peter, to Cindy Moon, I know what you mean. I've never felt more at home than I do here. As they talked, the other members of the elephant herd gathered around them, their eyes filled with love and affection. Ma Tembo, to Peter and Cindy, you are both a part of our family now. And we will always be here for you, no matter what. Peter, to Ma Tembo, thank you, Ma Tembo. We appreciate everything you've done for us. Cindy Moon, to Ma Tembo, yes, thank you. We're so grateful to be a part of this herd. As they sat together, watching the sun dip below the horizon, Peter and Cindy knew that they had found something special. They had found a home among the elephants, and they would do whatever it took to protect it. And this is the end of the first movie of this What If. Do not forget to leave a comment down below and subscribe to this channel.